All right. YouTube. Hey, everybody. Susie Baker. What's up, Susie Baker, with the first comment? You were here early. Hey, Tristan and family, says Lolly M74. What's up? Michael Weisenhower. What's up, man? John Titor, the time traveler. Michelle M. What's up? John C. from the Bay Area. How's the air quality up there, man? Crazy. Insanity over there, right? Both of my in-laws have places in Santa Rosa, on the opposite side of town that's not burning. But yeah, that's just insane. And all those fires overnight in California too. How many fires was there? I mean, there was the Potter Valley one, which you've got friends up in that area too, over in the Golden Triangle. Legal and illegal farms burning down all over California. It's just crazy, 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 crazy. I think it's right before their harvest too. Everyone's getting ready to harvest. Burned. So I hope everyone's well up there in Northern California. I hope everybody's safe. You know, maybe get like a HEPA filter going on there, and yeah, keep those lungs healthy. I got sensitive little lungs. I used them wrong for years. Barely used them for years. I was an asthmatic child with asthma and allergies. So I know what it's like to have trouble breathing. And air quality can definitely affect it. Stress and trauma definitely affect those things more. Kick-ass Keto, what's up? Charlie C, Gina Jones, Tina Panos in Kingston, Ontario. What's up? Gina Jones says, what was that music? That's a demo. That's a demo from Bob Marley called Slogans, and I don't think he ever recorded like an album version of the song. I don't think it's on any of the albums. So hey, maybe I won't get flagged with a copyright violation for playing that. YouTube making that money for the record companies. Tina says she likes the tunes. Right on. Volta Speeder, what's up, man? Eslam Omar, Kick-Ass Keto in Philly. Eslam's asking thoughts on milk. A lot of articles circling around that it's bad and we don't need it. LOL. Well, you don't need milk. You don't need any certain food, right? I mean, you need water. You need protein, there's certain lipids you need, amino acids you need. Milk's not essential. Cow's milk's not good for everybody, and there's many people who believe it's not good for any. I know that there's a big difference in how my body reacts to pasteurized, crap, mass-produced, hormone-injected milk. I mean, it's like, what are we looking at? Are we looking at commercial milk, or are we looking at like grass-fed raw milk, right? I mean, I can go get raw milk from any of the neighbors, drink it, and feel fine. But I do know that when I cut out dairy, like commercial milk products, pasteurized dairy, I think 9 years ago, in 2009, 8 years ago, something like that. Whatever, who's counting? I obviously can't count. But when I cut out dairy, felt way better. You know, my lungs got a little bit more clear. I felt less inflamed. But that was commercial dairy that I grew up on. You know, it was mass-produced junk food, and they're all fed GMO corn and soy, which, you know, it's not, oh, GMOs are bad. GMOs, well, these GMO crops are engineered so you could spray heavy amounts of pesticides on them. So whether or not the GMO aspect of it is bad, it's undeniable that these pesticides are incredibly bad for the human body, brain, and gut microbiome, which intimately links to the brain, the vagus nerve, gut-brain connection, inflammation in the gut, causing inflammation in the brain, causing systemic inflammation. So yeah, I mean, commercial dairy, corn-fed, Monsanto corn, so supporting the consolidation of the food supply in the hands of Bayer Monsanto. Remember, Bayer and Monsanto have now merged in a $66 billion deal. 66 B's, $66 billion. Remember the history of Bayer as well, formerly IG Farben, became Bayer after the Nuremberg trials, which you go ahead and look in the history of IG Farben, Bayer Pharmaceutical, sending live HIV and AIDS virus out throughout Europe, infecting and killing thousands of people. Whoops, sorry, says Bayer. Yeah, I mean, consolidate not only is this commercial dairy production. ¿Tú vienes? Chao. Gracias. Posible tú vas a ver Jessica cuando esté bien. Hasta luego. These commercial dairies not only treat the animals like crap, keep them caged up, are injecting them with hormones that will make them produce more. They also give them antibiotics to make them fatter. And to keep them infection-free, because they live in a disgusting area where they can't have free movement. They don't have good lymph flow because they're blocked up all the time. I mean, it's terrible. It's like you understand where a lot of the vegans are coming from when it's like that. You grow up in the suburbs and you start to see these images, and that's what most of our food supply is produced as, you know, just cows in boxes. Getting shot up with antibiotics. So it's like not just the animal suffering aspect of it, but these antibiotics have negative effects on the body as well, destroy the gut microbiome. They'll accumulate in the tissues of these animals, and glyphosate accumulates in the tissues of these animals as well, and is passed through breast milk. Monsanto and their fake studies that they put out in the 70s when they got it, bullhorn through, when your government, which is Monsanto, which is pharmaceutical companies, which is the media military industrial complex. There's no like the government, it's all outsourced, corporate outsourcing. In the 70s, when they pushed glyphosate through, They said, oh, it doesn't go through the milk. It doesn't bioaccumulate in animals. But now we know that all of this is untrue, was lies. I mean, leveraging science with a line through the S, fake science to push products like this on the human population, in my opinion, is pretty lame. Pretty lame. So anyways, yeah, commercial dairy. We're looking at hormones, antibiotics, destruction of the gut microbiome from heavy glyphosate accumulation in that dairy. But I mean, if you've got like good grass-fed raw dairy, it might treat you differently, right? And dairy in and of itself, milk in and of itself, I don't think is bad. You know, I mean, it's like if you have a sensitivity to it, sure. But if you come from certain lineages, I mean, people from the British Isles and certain parts of Northern Europe can handle type A1 dairy. Other populations handle type A2 dairy much better. That's the type of casein that's actually in it. There's A1 and A2. A2, much less gnarly effect on individuals who are sensitive to dairy. So it's not such a, you know, black and white yes or no answer, unfortunately. Like anything in reality, it's not just like, you know, yes, that's good or that's bad. Dairy's bad. Carbs are bad. Fat is bad. Saturated fat is bad. You know, it's like, it's all about context. So thoughts on milk. I just gave you a lot. We've got raw milk in our fridge. Give it to our daughter all the time. Goat's milk too. You know, high quality cheeses, grass-fed cows. Fantastic. Nothing wrong with it in context if you don't have a sensitivity to it. So thanks. Snoo World, what's up? Michelle M nailed it. She got the song right. Slogans. Wolf Spider, what's up, man? Janine G says, I don't know what I'm going to do when I go to work. I'm going to miss all your lives. You're going to miss all my lives. All your lives? I was like, what? I read that wrong. You're going to miss all our lives. You'll be fine. You can listen to it later. You can watch it later. But also, it's a lot of the same stuff over and over again. Or maybe you just like me. You think I'm entertaining for some reason. This is the second time I've used Soundhound on your Marley, and it has picked up nothing. What's that track name? Yeah, it picked up nothing because a lot of the times when I'm playing music, I will intentionally use bootleg tracks, demo tracks, and tracks that are not copyrighted. Other times I just play whatever because YouTube demonetizes everything now. If you have, I mean, there are crawlers. If you've got any copyrighted music, the monetization, it's like, I wouldn't care, but it's like you put on music and then it's like Island Records is making the money that you're monetizing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like YouTube, it's awesome, it's cool. But now that the monetization is a part of it, it's basically like television, you know? Like you can't use copyrighted music. So yeah, you got to give the artists their due, but it's not like the artists are making money anyways. I mean, they've just signed on the dotted line. You're going to be a star, kid. Charlie C., what's up? Brian Street, Chesapeake, Virginia. Radiophonica. My voice might sound a little weird today. I had a sore throat, but it actually feels much, much better. We got a change of weather here. Ariana and Ryder both had stuffy noses, sore throats. Everyone's got a sore throat and a cough in town. Thought I was going to be immune to it. I had a little sore throat today. And I didn't feel like doing any video editing or, you know, actually doing anything that would require a great amount of focus, planning, and whatnot. But I wanted to get some work done. So I did a surprise live hangout. DeWitt Sagastoom. What's up, DeWitt? Radiophonica. DeWitt says, so happy for your new book coming out. Yeah, that's going to be rad. For those of you who didn't watch the last live hangout, we did a surprise, even to us, announcement that, and it's basically just to tell ourselves, we've got to do this week. We're putting out the ultimate guide to low-carb baking this week. So you guys have probably seen a lot of the crazy pictures of stuff that Jessica's been making over the last year. She started doing the ultimate guide to low-carb baking, which is all keto-friendly baking style recipes. So we've got, I mean, it's very comprehensive. The ultimate guide to low-carb baking. It's not just a cute title. It's legit. She spent the last year just making all kinds of delicious things, different textures and flavors, and experimenting with everything as far as low-carb baking goes. And she's ready to share it. just ready to share with you guys. So we've had the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, the training manual for low carbohydrate, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. It's been out for over a year now, no, almost a year now. And it took us a year and a half to get that book out. This one was about a year in the production. But yeah, the Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking. This is more for more advanced techniques, right? The Ketogenic Edge cookbook, the training manual, is essentially there to help you build a foundation of food prep, nutrient-dense whole foods. It's focused all on that. So there's no keto coffee cake recipe in that book. And we've got the broccoli muffins might be in there. Actually, I don't even think the broccoli muffins are in there. Those are on our website. But the keto flatbread, stuff like that, the basic essentials, how to prepare full organ meats, liver pate, mama's best meatballs, those types of recipes. Those are the basics, the foundations of keto food prep. Because, I mean, let's be honest, most of us who are trying to get healthy, trying to change our body, trying to change our minds, our hearts, we don't really know how to nourish and feed ourselves. We weren't raised with those habits, right? You know what I mean? I knew how to pour cereal and cut a bagel in half, put butter on it with a little bit of salt, and slather it in cream cheese after I put it in a broiler. That was about the extent of my food prep that I knew. I knew how to go buy burritos at Lola's. I knew how to go get pizza at Knockout in Carlsbad, where I used to work in high school. Go get free pizza from my buddies, beer. I knew how to do all that. I knew how to eat Ben & Jerry's. I didn't know how to real, wholesome, nutritious food and well-balanced meals that'll give me the proteins, fats, fiber, and vegetables I needed. And that was something that came later in life. When I was like 21, I was like 22 when I started actually making my own food and getting serious about treating my body right. Because I knew if I kept going that route, my body was just going to be completely destroyed. If I kept going the route I was going. I had major injuries, chronic inflammation, gnarly injury to the hip that kind of twisted me up a little bit more than my body already was. And yeah, after that, I wanted to get healthy. I wanted to feel my body again. I wanted to be able to walk and stand up straight. And learning to feed myself was a huge part of that journey. So yeah, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook is available now. The Ketogenic Edge cookbook is the training manual for low carb, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. That's on the website, only on our website, Primal Edge Health, and that's available now. But the Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking is coming on Friday. That's right. It's going to be released on Friday, and we might do a special pre-sale if we can get the landing page right. We might do a special pre-sale for live viewers and people who subscribe to our newsletter. So I might announce that in another hangout this week or in another video. But that book's coming out Friday. It's freaking epic. If you guys have seen like some of the crazy recipes, the keto coffee cake, the perfect coconut flour pancakes. She's got 3 different versions of pancakes. So it's like essentially, it's kind of like the Ketogenic Edge cookbook where she's trying to transmit her knowledge to you and show you how to manipulate ingredients to get different flavors, textures, mouth feel, stuff like that. And yeah, it was really fun being around her while she made this book over the last year. You know, she did it when she was pregnant with Ryder, who was born 1 year ago. So she started making these recipes when she was pregnant. So I guess it's a little over a year that she's been working on it. I could be wrong. Maybe she started right after he was born. But for the last year, she's had a steady flow of awesome low-carb keto baked stuff. And it's not just like sweet things too. Half of the book is savory, right? So we've got like the all-purpose keto bread. The broccoli muffin recipe might even be in there too, or some modifications of it. Loads of savory stuff. And you can actually, we made French toast with this all-purpose keto bread, and it's ridiculous. And then there's an entire section of more dessert type stuff as well. So I think she's got over 100 recipes. The book's like well over 200 pages long. It's a nutrient dense book. So yeah, we'll talk more about it. Maybe we'll do a preview of it. But that's all I got to say about that right now. DeWitt, thanks for bringing it up. I'm happy the book's coming out as well. This book might have a little bit, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to have a narrower audience, because I'm always recommending the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, especially for beginners and for people who are starting a healthy diet, right? You don't want to like jump right into trying to make, oh, I'm doing keto. First meal I make is going to be a keto blueberry pie. It's like, chill out on that stuff for a while. Let your body adapt. Let your palate adapt. Build on the basics. So use the first book when you're starting. Then when you're, family gatherings, cooking for kids, right, which can be really hard sometimes when they're so picky. Kids are almost as picky as I am with their food. But yeah, family gatherings, dates, you got friends coming over, whatever, holidays, sports games, whatever. When you're going to an event or a potluck or something like that, maintaining a low carb diet can sometimes be hard for people mentally. But this book's really cool because it actually gives you so many options where you can make these delicious low carb foods that most people wouldn't even have to realize they're like keto friendly foods. They're like super low carb keto foods. People don't even have to know. They're still super delicious for everybody. It's like we tested these on our daughter. That's how we know if something's good. Our daughter tells us, can I have some more? We know it's good. All right. Radiophonica. What's up, Radiophonica? Tuxgasm. What's up? Elizabeth in Santa Barbara. What's up, Elizabeth? Glam Azone in the UK. All right. Oh, the thing just skipped down way far. Skip just down. All right. Let's go back up. Kukul Khan. What's up, man? All right. Here we go. Brian Street says Primal gets flagged for greatness. Primal's such a cool word, but like now I see it in a lot of other places. Like, I don't know. Marketing can really ruin terms, right? It's like the song was playing, can't take your slogans no more. You hear something over and over again, and you see what it's associated with sometimes. It makes you annoyed. Branding stuff is hard, right? But I really like Primal Edge Health as the name. I like the word edge, right? Because we're always want to push up towards that edge, right? We always want to push up towards the unknown, towards the mystery, right? And then primal, it's like the primacy of life, the primal nature of reality, the primal essence of being in the moment. That's why I like those words. And then after we branded it and we started putting out content, I realized a lot of other people were using primal as well. But whatever, it's all good. All right, Kukulkan says cow's milk is for cows. Cow's milk is for cows. Human milk is for humans. And humans are intelligent enough to harvest cow's milk. Just like honey is for bees, cow's milk is for cows. I mean, that's kind of a funny epistemological stance and kind of just a linguistic game. Cow's milk is for cows. Bees' honey is for bees. Goat's meat is for lions. And me, I had loads of goat meat the last 2 days. We got goat's meat from our friend Adrian. Shout out to Adrian, who probably never watches this stuff. Adrian lives a mountain over, and she's got goats, and she gets good goat milk. She makes good goat's cheese, but every once in a while, she slaughters a good goat. She slaughtered a goat. We got a leg. We got some ribs, and it was just so good. And almost want to end this live hangout right now and eat my second meal of the day. For breakfast, I had duck eggs, which are super, super good too. I'm a huge fan of duck eggs. What weird food, right? Eating duck eggs and breakfast. Yeah, it sounds weird, but man, is goat meat good if you prepare it right. It can be really tough if it's done wrong, but we slow cooked it, and we put it in we baked it for a little while before slow cooking it. And it's just so good. Some spices in there, but not too many spices. Made some really good broth with it too. Super jelly goat broth. But yeah, I had duck eggs, which are so good, like huge yolks on duck eggs. And the albumin on the duck eggs, the white of the duck eggs is really thick. They're like twice as big as a normal chicken egg, as a small chicken egg. And oh man, it was so good. And I actually, this might sound kind of weird, but I had it with, and I don't put it on it, but I supplemented a few bites just straight from the bag of chlorella. So I had like a bite of the duck egg with the goat's meat. And there's grass-fed butter, loads of salt on there. And actually, I used a little bit of this red palm oil that we get from a guy in Peru. I'm not a big fan of like commercial red palm oil production. I usually tell people don't buy red palm oil because it's very environmentally destructive in the way that most people are growing it, clear cutting rainforest, and it's a pretty unsustainable crop. But the stuff we got from a real small farm, this stuff is really good. And so yeah, I had some red palm oil on those eggs, loads of salt, and the goat meat. And I chewed it up, and I took a little bit of chlorella, and I added it to the bite. And it just smoothed that bite out. It has, chlorella's got all these green pigments, the chlorophyll, loads of chlorophyll, just full of micronutrients, and it's almost pure protein, but also binds to like heavy metals, bromides, and mercury and toxins. Whoa, my family's home. Hey. Ryder's asleep. Jessica's out of breath, carrying a 1,000-pound baby on her back. And Ariana's nowhere to be seen. Jessica's at her wit's end with Ariana, apparently. This is like reality TV for you guys. You guys want to see Jessica and Ariana going at it? You want to see a 5-year-old breaking a 29-year-old woman down? 29, 30. I almost got Jessica to believe that she was 30 years old like a few days ago. She was like saying it like it was true. Because I'm 30, right? I'm a year older than her, or like a year and a half. She'll be 29 on November 1st. I almost had her convinced that she was turning 30. Just subtle NLP, just dropping it in there once in a while. All right. Charlie C, what is the ideal food to break an extended fast? Bone broth? No, not bone. I don't know. Maybe some broth. Yeah, sure. What's the ideal food? What's the ideal food for me to break a 64-hour fast, or what's the best food for you? I don't know. I'd probably do like I was just talking about my meal that I ate this morning and yesterday 3 times, which was duck eggs with goat's meat, some good fats, and some chlorella and spirulina added selectively at select points during the chew of the bite. Like, this is a highly scientific process, guys. When you put the chlorella in your mouth is of the utmost importance. You already have to have the meat, and the salt needs to be almost gone from the bite. When you chew it for a while, you chew your food well, which everybody should be chewing their food well, right? Regardless of what foods you eat. And I'm obviously talking about some funny foods, right? The duck eggs with the goat's meat. Oh, so good. You could do the same things with normal eggs and some like slow cooked pot roast or something like that too. But this was just extra special. The time that you add stuff to your bite is of crucial importance. If you add a little bit of chlorella or spirulina at a certain point of the bite during the chew, really good. But also, let's talk about some like practical advice, and let's just stop, me talking to myself, making myself hungry. Ariana sounds so sad. She's all sniffly. What's wrong, Ari? Okay. Your nose is super stuffy? Oh, man. I keep telling you to go vegan. Just kidding. Do you want to be a vegan, Ari? Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. Okay. Chewing food is the utmost importance. Obese people chew their food 10 times or less per bite. Lean people between 100 times. This is what I tell a lot of clients. You want to say hi?
No. What's the cheese that you got from the market?
I don't know. Do you have some cheese in your nose you can pick and eat?
No.
The cheese I got from the market, I don't know. It's some kind of a goat cheese. It's an orange aged goat cheese.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's not open yet.
I know.
Yeah. She's a cheese hound. She'll eat anything if you put a bunch of cheese on it. Okay. So yeah, chewing. Chew your food. Liquefy your food in your mouth. So many enzymatic processes start in the mouth, and hormonal processes are triggered by what's going on in the mouth. If you chew your food for 2 to 3 times as long as you've been chewing it already, I bet you'll have better digestion, better assimilation of nutrients, and you'll feel better in general. Chewing your food. Sounds so basic, so simple, but a lot of people forget. We're in a hurry, right? Swallow. We're so like, no, if you use your mouth like a blender, Liquefy. Turn it to liquefy. Liquefy that food. Eslam says, I guess I'll just get a cow for my coffee milk. Why don't you just use some cream, man? Use some heavy cream. All right. Brian Street says, you don't need a ton of food input to add lean protein. What are you talking about? Do you think bulking on keto is something that works well? I feel better when I'm on keto, but I want to put some size on. Good question, Canada OSRS. And Brian Street started answering the question. You can definitely put muscle mass on keto. If you get sufficient protein and you eat sufficient fats, keep the carbs low, you can maintain your keto state and still build lean muscle mass. What's required for lean muscle mass building is, first of all, you have to trick your body into believing it needs it. So you need to do damage to your muscle tissue so your body has to rebuild. Fix that camera. Then the next thing that's really important is you need enough calories. And it's known now that you can actually build muscle in a caloric deficit as well, as long as you get enough protein. So sufficient protein, 0.8 grams per pound of your lean body mass is what I recommend for protein intake, for muscle building, and for most people starting keto in general, because it's an easy number to throw out there that'll work for 99.99999% of people. Not too little, not too much. So get sufficient protein, 0.8 grams per pound of your lean body mass. What I'd actually do if you're bulking, 0.8 grams per pound of your desired lean body mass. So you're trying to add 10 more pounds of muscle mass over the next, I don't know, I mean, depending on where you're at. Like if you're a beginner, right, which I'm going to assume that you're just starting, you're looking to add lean muscle mass, you can add like 15, 20 pounds in the first year. Most people, if you're dieting right, if your hormones are okay, and if you're healthy. So what you want to do is maybe add about, I don't know, 10 grams, 15 grams. That's all that's really needed. 10 to 15 grams more protein than what your 0.8 grams per pound of your lean body mass is. Use fat as the energy source. That's the fuel source. So you don't want to be trying to burn a bunch of body fat while adding a bunch of lean muscle if you're already lean. But if you've got 100 pounds of fat to lose, you can build muscle all the way down. So it all depends on context, but get enough protein, tell your body it needs the muscle through training, and keep your hormones right, sleep well, don't be stressed out all the time, and you'll add lean muscle mass. I had loads of lean muscle mass on a ketogenic diet. Actually pruned back on my training quite a bit because I mentioned like injuries earlier, and I had some structural imbalances that were exacerbated by adding more lean muscle mass than I was wielding correctly on my frame. So taking a step back, rearranging my hips and my back, and yeah. And also just, you know, the style of training that I enjoy doing now, my style of life that I've got right now, and what I like doing with my energy and how I like spending my time. I'm just not that into lifting heavy right now. So yeah, that's all I got for you. You can add lean muscle mass on keto, get enough protein, 0.8 grams per pound of your desired lean body mass. Fat's your energy source. Keep your carbs low. You'll be all right. Brian Street says $66 billion. That's a lot of cash. That's just surface cash, too. I mean, come on. How much is really going to be made on that? I mean, you've got big pharma, big agriculture, always been, you know, one hand wiping the other. But now just right before our eyes, and who cares, right? No one cares. What are the Kardashians doing? What are celebrities saying about it? Oh, celebrities don't talk about it? Who cares? What's on the news? What's the new distraction? Okay. Happy Monday, says Renee Michelle. Yes, happy Monday. If you have a milk cow, it's definitely worth it. Fresh butter, cream, etc. Totally. Having a milk cow, awesome. Eslam says, so milks that say organic/GMO free is okay to drink. I mean, it's just, are you sensitive to dairy? No? Then dairy's probably fine. Is commercial dairy okay to drink? Sure. Loads of people drink it and are not unhealthy. I don't like to drink it. I think that it makes my body feel less optimal and less healthy. So you can do whatever you want, man. So you want to drink milk, like, yeah, go for GMO free, like RBGH free stuff, organic, but preferably you want grass fed, because organic can mean that it's eating organic corn, which is still, unfortunately, even organic foods are contaminated with glyphosate. And cows are not meant to be eating grains. They're not grain eating animals. They eat grass. They eat wild, they eat herbs. So, yeah, you just want stuff. We want an animal that eats what it's supposed to eat. Renee says, only wild game and grass-fed meat for my family. Learning so much from your channel. Thanks, Renee. That's awesome that you guys got wild game meat. That's fantastico. As Ariana once said, that is fantastic good, which is her word that she invented. Yeah. Yeah, she says. There she is. Ari's back. What are you eating?
Cheese and cream.
She's eating cheese and cream. There you go. So it's not just about good, bad. It's like, hey, she's eating loads of cheese and cream. And that's high quality stuff, though. You know, it's like it's fresh cream from grass-fed cows. Good cheese. But, hey, it's not about dogma. Oh, dairy's bad. This is bad. Oh, so people on paleo say dairy's bad. So I got to be with their crew. I want to be accepted by them. Okay. Austin says, I watched a video of yours, and you had said, work one's way into the MCT oil. And I was all like, nah, I'll be fine. I got a gut of steel. That was yesterday. And gee, how wrong I was. And Austin is probably typing that from the toilet. RIP your toilet. But yeah, all right. So MCT oil, ease into it, can be a laxative. And it's very antifungal too. So it's like if people have gut imbalances and have candida overgrowth, which is, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to freak people out about candida.
Hey, husband.
Hello, wife.
Hello, YouTube.
How are you? I was just speaking to our invisible fake friends on YouTube and imagining what they might look like as I speak to them.
Are they nice?
They're very nice. They're all naked.
Oh, no.
Yes. They're all attractive women. It's crazy. Oh, there's Ariana. What's up with them pigtails?
Look, she looks like a Cocker Spaniel. Come here.
Look, our daughter looks like a Cocker Spaniel. Uh-oh.
I don't want to be on the camera.
Ariana's being ridiculous. She's trying to entertain. One moment.
Bring cheese and cream.
All right, what were we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay, yeah, MCT oil. Ease into it. Laxative will give you disaster pants if you're not careful and you take 3 tablespoons of it and you've never had it before. Shane says, reach nutritional ketosis followed by an extended fast. This is the morning of day 5. Not hungry. Still gymming. Keto is the way. Love your channel. All right. Still gymming. Day 5 of an extended fast. Why are you going to the gym on an extended fast? You do realize that you're going to damage the muscle tissue and you won't be able to repair that without amino acids. And yes, I understand you're in deep autophagy. You feel great. You've got all kinds of awesome stress hormones running through your body, making you feel high on that fast. And that's good. Chill out on the gym though, maybe, right? Be careful, right? Because you're not going to be able to like recover from that without sufficient protein. So yes, you still use your muscles, but what I would do doing an extended fast like that is not do heavy resistance training or sprinting or super high intensity stuff. More mellow stuff, mobilization, you know, stretching out muscles, relaxing the body. But hey, do what you got to do. Explore your life. And I'm drinking water, Eslam. Delicious water. Can you have carnitine on keto? Yeah, carnitine, acetyl L-carnitine, Alcar, can be really good too. Carnitine can be really helpful for breaking down body fat. Did you make your videos in Ecuador? I live in Ecuador, so I'm making this video in Ecuador right now. Kick-ass keto. My friend is wondering how long she should wait after starting keto to put herself in a calorie deficit. I told her 2 weeks. Her metabolism is probably healing from unhealthy eating / starving. I would tell your friend, all right, Kick-Ass Keto, just to give everyone context, Kick-Ass Keto's friend is, thanks, you're so awesome, by the way. I'm glad that you're helping your friend. And like you're always tuned into this, and then you're like trying to get the nuggets of information and stuff, and then you're passing it on. This is really cool. So kick ass keto, you kick ass. You're awesome. Kick ass keto. Do this. Have your friend maybe just eat to satiety for a while and enjoy it for a few weeks. Like if she's in a hurry to lose the weight, I mean that she's already tied in with this stress about gaining weight, stress about eating the disordered eating in the past. Just help her rebuild her habits and a healthy mind state around the food without attachment to physical change results and comfort from the physical change and results, right? So she wants to lose the weight. And that's fine. You want to be healthy, you want to lose the weight, but because of the history of disordered eating, body dysmorphia, and all this stuff, it's like you got to be careful. So I would say it's better for her to just enjoy the foods, nourish herself, focus on enjoying life, and let that deficit be made naturally when when her hunger really drops and she doesn't feel like eating so much, then get into a nice deficit. Eslam Omar says, my friend vlogs and he was in a restaurant and YouTube demonetized his video for a song that was playing in the background for a few seconds. Yeah, that's what's up. Demonetized it. Not only is the video demonetized, but if WMG or Warner Brothers Music owns that, Warner Brothers makes the money from YouTube. So YouTube started out no monetization, no censorship. Anything could be put on there regardless of what your opinion was. It was rad. Anything, like it was like people were putting full documentaries up there. I remember first seeing John DeCamp's film about the Franklin cover-up way back in the day. That film was there. Spin by Brian Springer. Remember that was on there. I think some of these are probably still up, but yeah, it's like now the copyright stuff is so intense, it's so monetized and corporatized that you know, I mean, it's about that money. You look at the top videos. What are they? What are the trending and top? Doesn't mean anything. It's just YouTube picks them. They're all mainstream television now, and the ads that are on the videos, it's like Government Motors, General Motors, you know, the latest movies, the new hot movie, L'Oreal. Like it's the same shit you see on TV now. It's like the advertisers are the same. YouTube equals new TV. We do need a new platform. Somebody hurry up and go make it. I don't know how. I don't know. I don't even have time to think about what the new platform should be like, right? Because you got to keep porn and stuff off, but you can't censor people for questioning mainstream narratives, the bullshit that they're fed on the news. This is being censored now. Because the same companies are the main advertisers on YouTube. Circle, 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 jerk. All right. Okay. Casey says, I had emailed you guys on your website. How long should I wait to get a reply? What'd you email me about, Casey? Email us again. What do you need? Send me an email, Tristan@primaledgehealth.com. Christina says, I like your videos. I've been looking into the Me Too diet over the past few weeks, and your videos have been informative. Me Too. It auto-corrected for keto to Me Too. Well, thank you for the compliment. Yeah, we've got hundreds of videos from over the years, and yeah, we love sharing content with you guys and trying to help people out. Glad to make another chat, Tristan. Right on, Zach. Okay, let's see what else. Timothy says, man, that's awesome. Excited for the new book, which Jessica missed my hype for earlier. Christina says, broccoli muffins? Are they like regular muffins, but with broccoli? Right? Like, yeah, you're trying to sell a book and you're talking about broccoli muffins. Those who have had the recipe know, though. Those things are so legitimately good. They're so delicious. The broccoli muffins. They're in the book. They're going to be in the, are they in, what book are they in? They're going to be in the Baked Goods book, but the recipe is actually free on our website. And I think we did a video on how to make it. They're so good. They're so good. And it's a simple recipe and you can modify that recipe infinitely, right? And it's a way to get kids to eat vegetables and greens. They're so good. Those broccoli muffins are amazing. Yeah, they're like regular muffins, totally, though with broccoli. But there's a savory muffin. They're really, really good. Mountain Bear says, well, YouTube won't play your stream today. Guess I'll have to watch later. That's too bad. Sorry about that. Maybe it's not advertiser friendly. Google's crawlers heard me talking about Monsanto-Bayer merger earlier, and they don't like that. The biggest advertisers in the world there. Pharmaceutical, Big Ag, Kraft, Kellogg. All right. Love the live chat education. Your channel is completely opposite of most keto channels, yet I find it the most educational, and the most information you put out has worked for me way better than the others. Thanks, man. So we don't just repeat the same stuff that other people repeat. We actually explore this stuff for ourselves. We try to stay a few steps ahead of the herd, whereas most people are concerned with getting attention from or being a part of the herd. When you forget the herd, you don't worry about the herd, you focus on life, you focus on living, amazing things happen. Christina, coconut flour pancake. 3 different versions of the coconut flour pancake. Choose your weapon. All those are going to be in the Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking, but they're not just like the standard recipes. We actually teach you how to modify these things. But you know what's a really good recipe, Christina? If you check out the keto flatbreads, we've got videos on how to make those too. Those are in the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, which is available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com, not on amazon.com, not on any other platform. You're just going to find that on our website, primaledgehealth.com. We're a small family business here, and we're only selling our product through our website, not through third party. I mentioned a possible pre-sale earlier, but I didn't want to fully commit. She says I should commit. All right, so for those of you who are interested in the baked goods book that I'm just talking about, go to primaledgehealth.com, sign up for our newsletter in the little top bar, sidebar, and we're going to send out a code that'll allow you to purchase the book before anybody else. That might be Wednesday or Thursday. The book is officially being released Friday. It's available in ebook format. We are self-publishing. We don't have we got no sponsors. Somebody put here, no big gym, no huge sponsors, no supplements, just great food and advice. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, thank you, man. You're right. We got no sponsors. We don't sell a bunch of supplements. We don't have loads of products to sell, although we probably should expand what we do sell, because we got there's all kinds of things that we do enjoy, that we like to share with you guys, that we can source, that we do have nice angles on that we will be sharing later. But, you know, it's really just all about what's true, what's real. Somebody says you won't sugarcoat it. Yeah, sugarcoat it. Well, stevia coat it. I'm not going to stevia coat it for us, right? But anyways, for those of you who want to get this on pre-sale, which might be Thursday or Wednesday, we'll send out a newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter on the website. We'll send you a code. You'll be able to buy it before anyone else. The Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking. It's coming. It's going to be ridiculous. She's asked if you use sugar-free maple syrup on keto. There's a syrup recipe in the book that Jessica made using zero glycemic sweetener, the one that we prefer to use as far as sweeteners go. And I haven't even tried their maple syrup thing. I didn't even look at the ingredients of it. But there's a company called Lakanto. They make a product that is erythritol, which is a natural sugar found in the human body, and it is indigestible, meaning you pee it out, meaning it tastes sweet. It's got little granules, looks like sugar, but you pee it out, doesn't affect blood glucose levels. Now, they mix this with a special extract of something called monk fruit. Monk fruit actually lowers blood glucose and helps to stabilize blood sugar levels. It is very, very sweet, but by itself can have a funny aftertaste. But when you mix it with like how Lakanto does it, they make this really nice blend, and we really like that. So that's a sweetener that we actually use in the book for most of the things that would have sweeteners, which isn't even, half the book is savory. So it's not just sweet stuff. And so, yeah, we like that sweetener. But, of course, like if you're just starting a ketogenic diet, chill out on the sweet stuff. Don't need to go so crazy on the sweeteners. These non-glycemic sweeteners can trigger hunger because the body tastes it, and you taste that sugar, and you taste the sugary taste, rather, and it still makes you want to eat, right? So you got to be careful with some of these low-carb things. You can't go too nuts on the keto coffee cake, which is one of my favorite recipes in that book. So, oh, yeah, Jessica just mentioned, we actually talked to the makers of Lakanto, and they're really cool. They're a small family company. The company originated in Japan. Lakanto, Lakanto, offered us a 20% discount that we could share with you guys. So you get 20% off. You go to lakanto.com. Use the coupon code Primal Edge Health, lowercase, all one word, Primal Edge Health, and you can get the Lakanto, which is erythritol with monk fruit extract, and this awesome blend can be used as a 1-to-1 ratio as a sugar substitute. So you can check that out at lakanto.com. Use the coupon code Primal Edge Health, all lowercase, all one word. And you get 20% off. We actually bought some the other day too. But yeah, real cool company, small family company. They're all about getting people off sugar and processed junk food. And yeah, these can be really good tools for people transitioning to. But like I said before, when you're first starting out a ketogenic diet, you got to check out the first book that we made, the Ketogenic Edge cookbook, or just like all the free recipes we got on our website and our books, and stick to the simple keto meals at first while you're getting adapted, because you want to build a solid foundation of nutrient-dense whole food prep. When you're starting a new diet, you don't want to just go eat Quest bars and keto donuts all day, right? It's about nutrient-dense whole foods, and the whole guide to low-carb baking, we did our best to formulate all the recipes so that they are maximizing nutrient density, using the best ingredients possible that are not going to cause reactions in most people. And yeah, so I'm a picky eater. Jessica knows that, and so is my daughter. And so all these recipes are actually kid friendly. Our daughter likes them. I like them, and they don't bug my sensitive tummy. So that's what's up. Janine says, not a huge fan of coconut. I made cream cheese cookies yesterday with coconut flour. They taste nothing like cream cheese. You could really taste the coconut. That sounds like you use that coconut flour wrong, because in any recipe Jessica makes, like, if you use the right ratio of coconut flour, it doesn't have to taste super coconutty. Yes, coconut flour can be dense, but you can mix it with other stuff too, and you use it in the right ratio. It shouldn't taste like that. So maybe you just had a crappy recipe too. Sorry to hear that. But yeah, coconut flour can be good. I remember the first time we tried coconut flour, I hated it though. It was like 2009. We made this coconut flour bread, and we made it in the wrong ratio, and it was so dense, and I didn't like it. But you also may just have like the wrong brand of coconut flour. Maybe it's a crappy brand. So I don't know. Maybe try a different one. I ordered my monk fruit sweetener from Lakanto. Thanks for the link. Now just need Jessica's low carb baking cookbook. I'm ready. Yeah, Renee. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. Lily says, the best cookbook. Well, thank you. Alistair Thompson says, strangely, I'm now craving broccoli. Well, do the broccoli muffin recipe. It's free on our website. Go to the website, get the broccoli muffin recipe. Super, super good. Jose Galvin says, broccoli and so good don't go together. I would have said that too before I tried these. Sweet potato frosting. Ugh. I don't know. I'm not into potatoes. Fart potatoes. Christina says the new platform will turn into YouTube. That doesn't have to. If things are made with the right intention, the right limitations, they don't have to just become corporate whore machines. Tristan's thoughts on why blood glucose is around 105 first thing in the morning while doing a keto diet. I keep seeing others in the 70s, 80s. Well, are you others? Are you other people? No? All right, so your blood glucose is 105 in the morning. That's important in your context. Who cares what other people say or do? 105. Some people might have high fasting blood glucose because they're not sleeping very well. So that could be one thing. You could have a disrupted circadian rhythm, which will cause disrupted blood glucose throughout the day. Also, and there's many things that could be going on here. Some people everybody on keto gets what's called physiological insulin resistance. Now, 105 is a little higher on blood glucose than you want. Obviously, like healthy blood glucose, you want in the 80s. 70 is not necessary. But there's people who get higher blood glucose readings in the morning on keto, but have perfectly healthy hemoglobin A1C levels, which gives you a snapshot of what your blood glucose is throughout the day. So what you should do is get your hemoglobin A1C checked. and see if it's changed. Evolving Aaron B, what's up? Says you look thinner, dropping weight. No, maybe less inflamed or something. My body's on the up and up. It's always changing. But yeah, I haven't. Maybe my face is thinner. I'm pretty ripped right now, I guess. I'm pretty lean right now. All right, I'm as lean as I've ever been and maintained for a long period of time. For the last year, I've stayed really lean, which is interesting, especially considering my wife's been making a baked goods cookbook this year. That just shows you it's like if you can control your portions, if you actually give yourself a healthy diet and lifestyle, you can still eat good keto baked goods and keep a nice, healthy body. But yeah. All right, Brian Street says, oh, that's nice of you. Thank you, Brian. Says Primal Edge Live Broadcast is a great little community that's spread across the world. How crazy is that? And you guys just see me. I don't even see you. It'd be so fitting if your last name was Copper. It's like your brand metal. Look, I got copper flashlight, copper cup. I like copper. I wanted to paint my truck like kind of a copper orangish color, but I couldn't bring myself to not paint it red because it's been red its whole life, and I felt like it'd be like cheating it. So yeah, the colors that I would have thought would look way cooler, I didn't do, and I picked this blood red color, which is gonna look awesome. Can't wait till that thing's done. All right, let's see what else. Laylee, thank you for saying that it's the best cookbook. I appreciate that. Eslam says, advertise the book on Facebook. No, I don't like promoting Facebook. I'm not going to pay Facebook to advertise my book. Thank you for the suggestion, but I will not give Facebook money. Jose Galvin says, indeed, it's cauliflower that should be feared. Don't look at it. It's evil. Why? Why don't you like cauliflower? What's wrong with cauliflower? All right. Let's see what else. Kristen says, I'm already subscribed, so I'll keep an eye out for the email and pre-order. Woohoo, yeah. We got to do a pre-order stuff for the close friends here, the people who are always tuning in. Can you refill muscle glycogen on keto without carb cycling? If so, how? If not, then how does one maintain muscle energy? I bend over and kneel and lift at work. Call Drogo. You will refill muscle glycogen regardless of what macronutrients you eat. You will refill muscle glycogen within hours of a workout if you eat nothing. You don't need carbohydrates for muscle glycogen. Your body can break down glycerol, which is the backbone of fatty acid, and turn that into glycogen. It can also break down certain amino acids and make glycogen as well. So fear not, you can refill your muscle glycogen, and bending over and kneeling to lift things up at work is not getting rid of your muscle glycogen. You're refilling it constantly. So just, I mean, my best advice for you would be just stop listening to all these bro fitness people. They love to confuse people and market you nonsense. You need a carb cycle. You need this. You need more protein powder. It's like, come on, man. This is the same thing. They've been doing this for decades, marketing nonsense. You don't need like dextrose powder after every time you bend over to pick up something off the ground. Oh, I tied my shoe. Better get some dextrose in me to refill that glycogen. No, man, you'll be good. Obviously, you're already jacked. Call Drogo. Call Drogo lives on mostly meat, horse heart. All right. Laylee says, my stomach gets upset when I eat sugar alcohols. Well, are you eating, what's that, xylitol? That stuff makes everyone's stomach upset, almost. Martulis bought monk fruit 100% and didn't like it. Yeah, dude, 100% monk fruit extract is not good. That's why, like, you need a little bit of that monk fruit, and then it's mixed in with the erythritol. The erythritol doesn't bug most people's guts. It doesn't create issues like a lot of people get with xylitol and these other sugar alcohols. Erythritol is real mellow. Oh, that Martulis said erythritol is quite good, though. Use it in curry sauces. Yeah. Yeah, if you eat too much of any of these sugar alcohols, he says after 15 grams max, he doesn't like how it feels in his tummy. Right on. So yeah, the Lakanto, though, it's erythritol with the monk fruit extract. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. The monk fruit has an aftertaste that's not very nice, and the Lakanto, they've done a really good job of getting rid of that. Michelle says she puts xylitol and heavy cream in the coffee. Ooh, xylitol. I don't like that stuff. Not a fan for some reason. John C says, I read Lecanto doesn't have much, or if any, monk fruit. Yeah, it only needs a little bit of the monk fruit extract. Yeah, well, monk fruit's also zero glycemic because it's 500,000 times or whatever, so it's supposedly sweeter than sugar. But yeah, the Lecanto, they use very little monk fruit because too much monk fruit's disgusting. So they found this nice balance. All right, anyways. What's going on here? What's up, guys? What are your thoughts on 1 meal a day diet? I'm on my first week and liking it so far, says Esteban. It's about context, right? Most females, I wouldn't recommend 1 meal a day diet. And I don't know. I'm not a fan. Like, I don't get clients on 1 meal a day. Would you ever go vegan for an experiment? Says Red Pill Vegan. I was a vegan for an experiment. 2009, 2010, and even some into 2011, but intermittently breaking it so that I could live by getting vitamin B12. Yeah, I was really into experimenting with all kinds of things. I did do a vegan diet as an experiment and would not recommend that to any human being who wants to be fertile, have children, pass their genes on, or be healthy, vibrant, strong, and happy. All right. John C. says, I was the one who asked about 105 blood glucose. My wife just had a baby. So yes, my sleep is all jacked up right now. Yeah, dude, that's it. You're not sleeping well. You're waking up. So one night of poor sleep will give you pre-diabetic blood glucose numbers. So you're getting really 105 after poor sleep with a baby. You're probably pretty good. Could be way worse, like 120. Notorious SOB says, Facebook blows. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Facebook's a joke. Stay off of Facebook. We have a Facebook page for our thing. We put the links in there sometimes, but man, Facebook is toxic. It's really. I mean, all right. So not just like, so keto based, right? This is like, we're talking a lot of keto stuff on this channel. It's not just a keto channel. That's why I didn't call it Ketogenic Edge Health. It's Primal Edge Health. It's about life. It's about living. So, I mean, not just like the nonsense that goes on in all the keto groups on Facebook, right? People just repeating ad nauseum disinformation and things they heard, people trying to feel good about themselves and appear as a fake authority on the internet. Like, it's insane. It's a cesspool in these groups of bad information, bad advice, judgment, infighting, bickering, and just nonsense. But also, like, as a social thing in general, Facebook is completely toxic and is weaponized. I mean, the Egyptian revolution, the color revolution in Egypt, these things are being steamrolled through these social media groups, these philanthropists, right? When you reach supervillain level, your Wikipedia says you're a philanthropist, right? When you reach Lex Luthor level savagery, your Wikipedia says philanthropist Bill Gates, philanthropist George Soros. I mean, these people are starting violent revolutions using Facebook, like in Egypt. When you look at all the color revolutions, the way that these things are being used, the Arab Spring, all this stuff is weaponized. This is not here. Facebook is a corporation whose bottom line is profit. And in the world we live in now, which is very different from the world we lived in 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Very, very different world. Very, very different. The world we live in now, information, data is power. With the AI constructs that are being built, crawling the web, I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of social. These are like loaded terms, right? They only point to what it is, but like the amount of power that Facebook has over humanity is absurd, frightening, right? Facebook and Google. Like, remember Fahrenheit 451? They burned all the books. What are you doing with that Kindle? Where is all the publishing being consolidated? Amazon. Who decides what the first results are? And how important is it to the belief structures and the way that people perceive reality? How important is the first thing that pops up on Google when you search something? 95% of people believe the first things that pop up on Google is what the truth is, what the reality of the world is. And we're so distracted by all the nonsense, all the news, all the fear, all the porn, all this crap, right? The fake posturing, the movies about people like getting drunk and acting cute, all this nonsense, right? And this is the Facebook thing. It's just like it's like a new layer. It's the digital ego. You get the new fake layer on your personality that you get to filter through to the world, and it can be so toxic. You're trying to lose body fat, trying to get healthy, get off of Facebook. And I'm not just saying that because there's bad advice in the groups, but it's like this is a tool for social engineering and social control. What determines what's at the top of your feed? What determines what's allowed to be shared? What's advertiser friendly? All right. Alistair says, don't mention the word fat bomb. Tristan will go nuts. Ah! Oh, fat bomb. The fat bombs. I'm out of water. All right, let's see. She's bringing me water. Look at my lovely wife. Bringing me water. I say I'm out of water. She walks right up. Wow. So yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah. When it first came out, it was all exciting, you know, oh cool, we can share things with everyone. But you got to realize now it's tightly controlled now. It's really tightly controlled. And it's a social control mechanism. It is, they've basically found a way to get everybody to put a television in their pocket, carry it around with them everywhere, and alert them to the fake consensus reality, social engineering constantly, right? We had radio and TV, blah, 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 filling the noosphere with information, overload. Now it's in our pockets. So everyone you went to high school with, you're carrying around with you in your pocket on your little app. I wonder what Susie's doing. She was a bitch when I was in 8th grade. I hope she's super unhappy. Dude, I'm gonna look at a picture. Stupid bitch. It's like, this is break the spell. Get off social media. Live life. Talk to people. Delete everybody. Get rid of the people that you knew in high school from your Facebook. Get rid of your junior high friends. It's just keeping you in that same loop, feeling oppressed by your insecurities and all this nonsense. Alistair says, trust me, Google, MS, Facebook, Amazon, all directly fed into our governments. Well, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Are you talking about like NSA stuff? That's old information. Like, we know everything that's been on the internet is stored. Every private message we've ever sent, every text message, all this stuff stored. Database through NSA. Are you saying that they're all funded by and the seed money came through the same? I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, thanks for the comments, guys. Kukul Khan says Facebook is about profit over consequence. A lot of America's system is all about profit over consequence. But that's an oversimplification too. Yes, the bottom line is profit. But when you get a certain amount of money, money stops mattering and it's just about power, right? So Facebook at this point, it's like you don't need profit. It doesn't, like, it's a tool for social engineering. It's the most powerful social engineering tool that you could ever have, and surveillance tool, which feeds the social engineering loop, right? You watch the trends, you seed the trends, you feed the trends, you direct the trends through language. We live in a world built around language, built by language. Brian Street says, once you shake loose that sugar addiction, your brain will be like on superpower fuel. You'll be shocked how awake you feel. Right on. T.S. Odinson, what's up, dude? All right. All right. Somebody says YouTube is heading the same way as Facebook. YouTube's there. Come on now. Google. Who owns YouTube? Google. It's there, and they're openly censoring. There's open censorship now. Eric Schmidt of Google has publicly stated that he is interested in social engineering. Eric Schmidt has openly stated this in an interview on television, that he looks at himself as doing social engineering work, creating augmented humanity. All right. Boom, bada boom. All right, night shifts. Who's working a night shift? What's going on here? All right, let's see. What are you guys doing? What's going on here? Someone's talking about night shift, but I don't know. I lost the thing. Alistair, what's up? What are you talking about? Tree hugging. Tony says the sad part is that Facebook will continue to grow when the big companies start putting their advertisement dollars into it rather than traditional venues like TV. But it can only grow if people keep feeding it, right? Unfortunately, most people want to go with the crowd. Most people, from a young age, we learn that and this is natural, to want to be accepted, right? Into your family, by your parents, want to be loved by your community, to want to be accepted for who you are. But then there's an entire system made to make you feel the opposite of that, right? To make you feel insecure, to make you feel like you're not good enough, to make you feel like there's something wrong with you. An advertisement preys upon that. And unfortunately, Facebook is one of the biggest outlets for people. It's like, I don't know, it's an amazing social phenomenon. It's the most fascinating social phenomenon, technological, social interface there's ever been. Radio and television were huge for spreading propaganda. Initially, like all television and radio, the first things that they were used for were propaganda, war propaganda. Anybody seen the old Disney films of the anti-German, anti-Japanese, pro-American war machine Disney films, and telling people make your victory gardens and stuff like that. The film reels before the movies, giving you the footage of the Great War, spreading the mythology of good versus evil, us versus them, trading freedom for security. This is what television and radio were first used for. Television was first invented in Germany pre-World War II, and it was viewed as the ultimate weapon for social control. Hitler was wetting his pants over this. It was the ultimate tool. The first symbol sent through the television was it's interesting. It was like a Maltese cross. But if you look at the history of all of these things, you're saying Facebook's going to become like conventional TV. It always was, man. It's like, yeah, we got like a nice fake high from, we get to share information. Like, you go on Facebook, you can you could share anything. Like, people are going to start to learn more about the truth, about reality, about people are going to be exposed to things that are not just the fake TV narrative. Great. But it's like, I don't know. It's not like there's a top-down thing too. People ask for it. People want security. They want acceptance. Like I was saying earlier when I got distracted by myself. People want to feel accepted. There's an entire social propaganda, social engineering system to make you feel like like there's something wrong with you. Like you should feel insecure. And then market you nonsense and fill that emptiness with things that'll keep you in that loop, making you feel more empty. Well, here's a bunch of porn. Go jerk yourself off. Or here's some drugs. Here's some Oxycontin. Here's some anti-anxiety meds. This will keep, these things they feed into the loop. of addiction, trying to fill ourselves with illusion to comfort ourselves, when really it's like the comforter's right there for us. The comforters can be within us. Right? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of heaven's at hand. What does that mean? When something is at hand, it's like it's right there. Hello, it's right there. It's right in front of us. We get distracted by the nonsense. We get distracted by the fear, distracted by the jealousies, the anger, the greed, all this stuff. And then we sell little bits of that essence that's in there that's so beautiful and true and real. And it gets filled with Miley Cyrus. Going from abused child to abused adult, basically a whore. To see Miley Cyrus go from innocent little Hannah Montana squeaky clean to like doing whatever it is that she does now that I probably wouldn't even want to speak out loud in front of my children, in front of crowds of people, with the right hand signs and everything. All these. So there, I mean, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. We detach from that. We stop paying attention to the nonsense, to the things that make us feel filthy inside. And then we connect to what's good, what's righteous, what's true. Look into each other's eyes, speak to each other, share our vulnerabilities with each other, and build something that we desire, not something that we're engineered to think we desire. Like a big slave grid where everybody's walking around with their face in their freaking phones, scared to death of everyone around them and everything around them. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about diet. Let's talk about football. Kim Kardashian's ass is so luscious. I want to be like her. Oh, all right. Christina says Tristan could go vegan. I've been a vegan. Been there, done that. Nah. Vegans, do your thing. Don't come preach veganism here. Come on. All right. Data scraping from all the major players, then uses big data to profile. Yeah, it's not just big data. There's very advanced AI being worked on for all different reasons that can be utilized for all different purposes. All these in Silicon Valley. All right. Let's move on, guys. Tristan, is there a good recipe for sourdough bread in your cookbook? Sourdough bread? Sourdough is a fermented wheat thing. Like, so you have to take wheat and you mix it with a special culture and it ferments it. And your name is Tristan with a Y. That's pretty cool. You know, a tryst, that's like a battle, or like you're involved in a tryst, in a conflict. I'm just a tri-stan. But you're a warrior, Tristan. You're battling. Sourdough bread. There's a bunch of bread recipes, but look, sourdough bread is like you ferment the wheat. This is great. It's Pavlov's dog. Each time we mention sugar, Tristan takes a drink. Tristan, is it wise to consume fat? Sugar? Is it wise to consume fat when starting out a keto lifestyle, even though I have 20 pounds of fat to lose? Yeah, you have to consume fat no matter what you're eating, right? Is it wise to consume 250 grams of fat? No. For you got 20 pounds to lose. Maybe for the first week, do a little bit of, for the first week, there you go. Come on here and complain, and you get blocked. Talk about what I want to talk about. Talk about keto. Now you talk about nothing, Fabian Consiglio. You cockroach. Get out of here, Mike. All right. Yeah. So you want to eat some fat, but not an astronomical amount of fat. Get adapted, eat enough fat around maintenance, then drop your fat calories back after that. Is there a cap to protein grams per meal to avoid gluconeogenesis? Good question. Gluconeogenesis is not substrate driven. Gluconeogenesis is demand driven, meaning your body will make glucose from the backbone of fatty acids or from amino acids that are glucogenic when it needs to, not just because those amino acids are present. They did studies where they injected those amino acids straight into the bloodstream. Still doesn't increase gluconeogenesis. Although I guess it could be argued that that's not a natural way of administering these amino acids, and that once it goes through the liver, because the liver is, all right, just defeated my own argument. But anyways, there's people who eat, check out some of these like all meat people, man. They're still getting super high ketones with huge meals of like 100 grams of protein in a meal, and they're registering ketones after. Now, protein will cause a rise in glucagon, will cause an insulin spike, much less so than carbohydrate, but also, why are you worried about, here, let's get to the basics of this. Let's get to the real thing here. Why are you worried about avoiding gluconeogenesis? You need to do gluconeogenesis to live. So why are you worried about avoiding it? Eating more protein doesn't make you make more glucose. Eating any solid foods can make glucagon get released because you have these beta cells in your gut and your stomach, rather, that actually tell your body to release glucagon. So that'll raise your blood sugar for a little bit after the meal. But it's transient and it's contextual. So if you're having one meal a day, like somebody recommend, or not recommended, like someone was asking about earlier, which I don't necessarily recommend to everybody, but hey, look, if it works for you, it works for you. It's not about what I use on my clients or what my dogma is. It's what works in your life. So if you're doing one meal a day, it's going to have more protein than someone who's eating 3 meals a day. And you're going to have a different level of ketones and whatnot. Not that that's even important. Not that we should be focusing and worrying about that, because it's a distraction for most people. So yeah, why are you worried about gluconeogenesis? You probably don't need to be. And there's not really a cap. But yeah, of course, protein will release glucagon and insulin, which will stop the production of ketones temporarily. Is that a big deal? No, because it's natural. What's not natural is measuring your blood ketones 10 times a day, chasing ketones, pretending that that is the measure of, progress. Measured progress is not how much ketone do I have in my blood. Just like if you're on a carbohydrate-based diet, you're not measuring your blood glucose all the time thinking, woohoo, 120, I'm killing it. No, it doesn't work. How do you feel about bone broth? I'm guessing that was like autocorrect. Lori, I like bone broth. I feel strongly about bone broth. It's delicious. Alistair says, I was a cop for 10 years, worked night shift, really hard to eat well and properly. But my tip would be, it's all about the preparation. Then you're not tempted to go BAD. Right on, man. Alistair, thanks for the comment, my friend. Working night shift as a cop, it's got to be like one of the most stressful jobs in the world, right? Not only are like, you're working a night shift, which disrupts your circadian rhythm, makes your blood sugar go crazy, causes more inflammation. But also, you're like one of the most difficult jobs in the world. The people you're dealing with on the night shift as a cop are never happy to see you. So, dude, I'm glad you survived it. Thanks for tuning in, man. Alistair. Wait, what's up with Alistair? Alistair, do you have a copy of the Ketogenic Edge cookbook? Alistair's like offering all these people advice as I just babble about whatever I want. Alistair, do you got a copy of the Ketogenic Edge cookbook? If you don't have a copy of it, I want to hook you up. Where are you at, Alistair? All right. What's going on, guys? Your opinion on the elderly doing keto? Yeah, totally. I mean, for cognitive decline, for, maintaining stable brain chemistry, for hopefully moving forward in their life without things like Alzheimer's and, these neurodegenerative diseases, I think a ketogenic diet, or definitely like a low carb, high fat diet, is fantastic. Could you explain what an adaptogen is/does? An adaptogen is a class of herbs that is non-toxic and that helps the body to adapt to stress. Meaning that something like, so maca is an adaptogen, for instance. Maca can help balance the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis. So if you're not creating enough stress hormones through your adrenals, Maca will support your adrenals and allow you to create more. If you're creating too many, maca will help you to reduce that level through balancing the HPA axis. So adaptogens work through balancing out body chemistry. So they don't necessarily, it's going to make this go up or this go down. No, they help to balance out the system, and they seem to have a powerful effect on the immune system. Are you serious? The UK's got a hurricane right now? Are you freaking kidding me? 3 killed in Ireland? Oh, man. I'm sorry. Anybody out there watching from the UK, hang in there. That's ridiculous. When was the last hurricane there? Why aren't we using this technology that's like all these patents for weather modification? Why aren't these being used to stop these things? That's crazy. Why aren't we having a public conversation about weather modification? This has been going like since the early 1900s. Weather has been modified. Hurricanes can be created and stopped with technology. Oh, man. All right. Okay. All right, what's going on here? If someone who eats no animals is a vegan, what do you call someone who eats keto? LOL. Someone who eats keto people? We call them me. LOL. Even though I hate these denominations altogether because of the loss of context that often ensues. Although I suppose they're an odd starting place. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Come on now. All right, there's so many comments here. All right, everybody. Kukulkan says, Tristan, you sometimes talking about having a crooked spine or hips. Do you think this can be caused by being asymmetrical? All right, that's a great question. So having crooked hips, scoliosis, can this be caused by being asymmetrical? I think in most cases, it's not a genetic thing. I think in most cases, oh, man. Tristan in the UK says it's getting rough there right now. Hang in there, man. Right on. Everybody should be, praying for the people of the UK. I hope you guys are protected and guided through this and safe. And, yeah, I'm sorry. That sucks. A hurricane in the UK. Hurricane in the UK. It sounds like a Sex Pistols B-side. All right. All right, let's see. Crooked spine and hips. Are you just born asymmetrical? I don't believe so. I think my hips, and I know my hips, are crooked because I was very dominant on one foot. I grew up playing baseball, so swinging a bat one direction, popping my hips one way, just very, see, even it feels good. And I've got all the muscle memory going that way, right? So it's like swing the bat, baseball, bah! But, left-handed, it's different. Like the muscle, I don't have the neurological balance there to actually do that. Also, sitting in desks all the time, leaning over the desk. And then I had major injuries, and also skateboarding, right? Jumping off my right foot, like millions. Like I don't know, like how many kick flips have I done in my life? And it's just the same motion over and over again, jumping off of one leg, kicking with the other leg in a super unnatural, really weird angles and thousands of times, never stretching before it, never like doing rehab stuff after, because that's for jocks, right? You get like, and you're just like doing the same thing. Oh, like I'm cool because I do this. So it's like you didn't think it was cool to do that kind of stuff. But it's just crazy. So it's, a ride regular. So I kick with my left foot on a skateboard, but I kick with my right foot when I play soccer. So, I can ride switch, but I can't kick flip switch. I can't, anyone can you could ride around. I used to do that. I used to ride around switch all the time, but it still wasn't balanced because when I really wanted to haul ass or I really want to go fast or really wanted to do something or like ollie or, move, I'd go regular. It was super unbalanced. And even just like riding down the road switch, I'd be dominant on my right foot, and it just feel really weird to get on that left leg. So the fascia tissue and the deep connective tissue in my hips is like one of my legs is kind of twisted under, and the hamstring is shortened because of where it sits with the connective tissue. So it's a physiological usage thing rather than just like, oh, no, I was born that way. Like, I don't believe that. Like, I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that. Like, oh, you got scoliosis, you're asymmetrical, you can't change it. Because I've seen that just repositioning my hips and standing with proper posture, neurologically wiring up my body to be more straight, fixes pain, inflammation in the hips, and gets my spine much straighter. So it's a usage thing. It's a neurological thing. Part of it comes from the traumatic injury. Injury to the spinal cord is basically traumatic brain injury, right? So, traumatic brain injury, all kinds of other stuff. Poor diet as a kid too, right? Inflammation in the gut, meaning disconnection from the fascia tissue and the networks that go from the spinal cord wrap around all of the organs and hold the pelvic girdle there. So it's like all of these different things that I had going on with my life, which I'll take full responsibility for all of them. It's like, that's what I think it is. That's why my body was crooked. You're talking about crooked bones from asymmetry. Sure, someone could maybe have like one femur is longer than the other, but you could still physiologically use your body in a way that you'd be balanced. Ryder woke up. So, yeah. I don't think we're locked in where it's like, oh, it's genetic, right? It's like you're type 2 diabetic. It's genetic. It's like, no, I'm type 2 diabetic because I'm 250 pounds. My dad was 250 pounds, and so was my mom. This is like epigenetic. It's not genetic. I'm not doomed by my genetics. How long is your deck? You mean how wide is my deck? I like an 8.5. Big boy deck. Because I like how it feels when you have a bigger, wider deck and you ollie or you kickflip. It feels heavy, right? All right. All right, guys. So, talked about a lot today. Talked about optimizing circadian rhythm. We talked about formulating macros, kind of troubleshooting high blood glucose in the morning. And it was funny because my guess was right. The dude wasn't getting very much sleep because, like my lovely wife, he had a baby hollering in his ear in the middle of the night and he didn't sleep very well. Talked about all kinds of stuff. I got to rant and rave about why Facebook is whack, why people should get off of Facebook and stop subjecting themselves to the social engineering that happens there. And also how we need a new YouTube. Let's get a new YouTube, guys. Someone make a new YouTube that's not censored, that's not monetized. Call it MeTube. And you know what else we talked about? We talked about the upcoming release of the Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Mother Flippin' Baking. And that is available exclusively at primaledgehealth.com. It's coming out on Friday. For those of you who are into the live hangouts, who like to check out our content on our website, sign up for the newsletter. And we will send you a code that'll allow you to pre-order, to pre-purchase the cookbook before anyone else can even get it. All right. So, if you're interested in more, check out primaledgehealth.com. Remember we talked about earlier, I think it's really, really important, and I want to reiterate this. If you're just starting keto, if you're just starting to take care of yourself, eat healthy, take your life back, focus on nutrient-dense, whole foods-based meals, on building a foundation of meals that you can make at any time, that you've always got the building blocks for, and that give you the proteins, fats, and vegetables that you need on a ketogenic diet. One of the best resources I could recommend is my wife's cookbook, the Ketogenic Edge Cookbook, a training manual for low carbohydrate, ketogenic, and paleo cuisine. That's available only on our website, only at primaledgehealth.com. It's a training manual. It's there to help you make the foundation of those meals that you can make all the time. And it's all focused on whole foods, nutrient-dense, real foods. So, check out primaledgehealth.com. The new cookbook's coming out just in time for the holidays. And Laylee M74, thanks for tuning in. Alistair. Alistair's on the roof in Newcastle. Oh, man. Alistair. was trying to hook up Alistair with a copy of the book, but I don't know if he heard it. Anyways, thanks for dropping in, guys. There were no free copies of the book given away this time, but it's always fun to hook people up. So yeah, check out primaledgehealth.com. Get the Ketogenic Edge cookbook there and exclusively there. That's available right now. The Ultimate Guide to Low Carb Baking is coming out this Friday, and that's going to be the 20th of October. So you guys are going to be stoked when you finally see it. We're excited and stoked to share it with you. Have a good day, guys. Get off of Facebook. Get off the social media. And everybody over there in the UK, in Ireland, in England, you're in our prayers, and we hope you guys pull through. Be strong. You'll be all right. Bye, guys.